Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time. I have been knitting, so I'm going to tell you all about it. You may be wondering, Rachel, why are you wearing a cowl? You're not outside. You don't normally wear cowls. Well, the answer is simple, and that's that the neckline of this shirt, I don't know, looks a little loosey-goosey, so I thought I would make it a little bit more professional and hide the neckline, which of course I've just thrown out the window by telling you. Anyway, hi, welcome to the podcast. Today's video is episode 39 of the podcast, and I almost didn't film it today because when this goes live, it will be Christmas Eve, but DJ encouraged me to do it, and I want to do it, and I need to get it done, especially because I really like the idea of having 40 podcasts by the end of the year. So if I do this week and next week, I will have a nice solid 40. It doesn't feel right to end at 38, and it feels even worse to end at 39. I don't know, something about it. So 40 just seems really good. Seems like a good number. So my dad would say it's a biblical number. So there you go. Take that or leave it. Put that in your garden and water it. So because we are chasing the goal of the number 40, here we are today for episode 38. This podcast covers my making progress from December 16th through yesterday, December 22nd. And I should say also, I've already acknowledged that this is going to be on Christmas Eve when this goes live. So Merry Christmas Eve to all who celebrate. And also, I think this is a hard day. I mean, I know this is a hard day for a lot of people. So if it's a difficult day for you, I hope that you're going slow, being nice to yourself, doing things that make you happy. And I don't know. Yeah, wish you the best. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about my project updates. I only have 2 projects to update you on. And gosh darn it, I didn't plan this well. I'll tell you, am I going to tell you that? Yeah, I will tell you. But my craft room is a little bit of a mess right now. But it's like on the road to being the cleanest or cleaner version of itself because, well, I'll just tell you right now. We'll start with acquisitions, which I normally have at the end of the podcast. But my parents got me an IKEA Calyx, I think it's called, like one of those cubby systems, which is what I have back here. They got me one for Christmas, and since it was a huge IKEA box, I knew what it was because it was on my Christmas list. So when it arrived at my door, I had permission from my mother to open it, and then DJ assembled it. But all this to say, I used to have, yeah, okay, it's a mess. I used to have a stack of storage bins in that corner there, but now it's been replaced by this beautiful cubby system. So that means that everything's a little topsy-turvy as I kind of nest and I get everything in its new home. Why did I tell you all that? Oh, I didn't plan it out because my sea glass is in the Calyx, which is now blocked by my storage bins. And that is the first project that I need to update you on. So I'll be right back, but through the magic of movie editing, it will be like I never left. Told ya. Okay, so here's my sea glass sweater. Now, last week, I showed you the sea glass. It was off the needles. All the ends except through 2, 3, 4 of the ends were woven in. And it was, and remains, a masterpiece. Since last week, I have some really good news for you. My chair's so creaky, that really is annoying me. But I have great news for you. It blocked out wonderfully. I already know that wearing this over a long sleeve shirt is not the way to go because, or like unless it's super, super cold, because like I've mentioned, this is a very thick fabric because it's DK weight yarn, and then there's, 1x1 floats throughout the entirety of the garment. So anyway, wearing it over a long sleeve shirt is just a lot of fabric on my body, and I live in South Louisiana. So, oh yeah, I'm wearing sweatpants. Okay, so it blocked out beautifully. It has a little bit more drape than it did before I blocked it on my tummy area, which I'm very happy about. And the most pressing issue, I suppose, was the neckline. And like some of you very smart people suggested, when approaching the neckline, tackling the problem that was the neckline because it was so wide, I didn't know if I would need to rip it out, to reknit it, sandwich it around the current neckline, or what, but a lot of you said just try elastic first, and if that doesn't work, then you can troubleshoot further. But guess what? Elastic worked. I did one line of elastic at the top, very close to the cast on edge, I think like on row 1, basically. I threaded a line of elastic through, and look, the neckline looks fabulous. So this is officially done. It's no longer a whip in my Ravelry project page. It is totally done. The remaining ends that I hadn't woven in yet, they are woven in, and it's done. I'm very, very happy with it. I went over some things that I modified in earlier podcasts, and I'll do an FO diary. I have such a long list of projects and patterns to do my FO diaries on, but this is added to that never-ending list. I do recommend this pattern. However, there are some things that I would do differently if and when I knit this again. For instance, I'll do different increases, and I might do a tapered sleeve, not sure. And I may try to do short rows, not sure on that either. And also I would start with a different approach to the neckline, just so I don't have to add elastic after the fact. So those are just some things I'm thinking about. But yeah, here it is. I'm very happy with the sea glass. Very, very proud of myself for finishing this project. It's a true labor of love, this sea glass, and I'm very happy that it's done. It took me, I did the math. Well, by do the math, I mean, I asked Google. But it took me almost 11 months to the day because you know what? Let me just figure this out right now. So I cast this on January 18th, 2024, and I cast it off December 14th, 2024. So almost 11 months to the day. So I don't know. Maybe I should have taken 4 more days so I could have said, I knit this in 11 months. I just really like that symmetry with the numbers. Also, many of you have asked to see my process of sewing in elastic, and I always mean to record it, but then something gets in the way. But basically, and there are also lots of tutorials on YouTube, and I will make one day. But in the meantime, to wet your whistle, basically what I do is I pick up one leg of the knit stitches in, this particularly works well for 1x1 ribbing. Of course, it's not the only fabric you can do it on, but I just pick up one leg of the knit column on the wrong side. So really it's a purl column as I knit it, but on the inside of the sweater, it presents as the knit side or the knit column. Pick up one leg of each knit column all the way around the circumference of the collar that I'm adding elastic to. And then when I get back to the knit column I started on, I just kind of cinch the elastic up and I tie it in a knot. And there you go. The elastic that I use, I get on Amazon. It's like $3 or something a spool. I'll put the link in the video description. You can get it for cheaper if you go to Joann or Michael's or other craft stores local to you, I'm sure, that have sewing supplies. However, I prefer to be a recluse and not leave my house, so that's why I outsource it to Amazon. So there's a sea glass all done. Now, the second project that I have to update you on is the alchemy pullover. So, as you may remember, I have the somewhat lofty goal of finishing this in 13 days. Today is the morning of, I want to say day 11, or it's not the morning, it's the afternoon of day 11. Yes, so I haven't worked on this at all today because I still need to make a progress update reel before I add anything to this. So as far as day 10's progress goes, I have the body knit up until the ribbing, and I put it on hold to try it on. It's fairly cropped. There's a lot of ribbing. There's a good chunk of ribbing, so it's going to add quite a bit of length. But I haven't decided yet if I want to add more length to the stockinette portion of the body before starting the ribbing. So that's just on hold on my needles right now. And I've picked up and knit most of the first sleeve. However, it's also on hold because last night I finished basically knitting to the pattern recommendation before ribbing. And again, the ribbing on the body and the sleeves is quite a thick chunk of ribbing, so it's going to add quite a bit of length, but I'm not sure if I want to add length to the sleeve in addition to me not being sure if I want to add length to the body. So I'll just show you what it looks like. And I think also this is going to block out a little bit. Like, it looks quite tight on me, but when it blocks out, it should have about 2-3 inches of positive ease on me. So here's where the sleeve is hitting right now, and then I would need my chunk of ribbing. This, based on Leslie's photo on our little ferry boat in the Shannon estuary in Ireland, her stockinette portion of the sleeve looks like it kind of ends about here, and then there's the ribbing. So I think that's good on length. The only thing is that if I were to like add length to the stockinette portion of the sleeve, I would need to go back and do it before these decreases on the sleeve. So yeah, so my thought was today I would pick up and knit the second sleeve, but I think honestly I should just add the ribbing. Also, it's interesting to see in the viewfinder. Sorry, I'm like the headless horse Rachel. It's interesting to see in the viewfinder. I alternated skeins for the body, but not for this sleeve. So it's the reason I alternated skeins is because 2 or 3 out of the 6 or 7 skeins that Audrey of Dusty Yarn Co. sent me were a little bit more blue leaning, and the rest were more pink leaning. So I alternated skeins just to make sure that they all blended together. And I think the sleeve, at least in the viewfinder, it does look a little bit more pink, but it doesn't really bother me. So I'm not going to frog this and reknit it. But yeah, that's the progress. I'm really, really impressed with this pattern. I think that it is so pretty, particularly how it fits on my, I want to say chest, but I don't mean like my chest. I mean like this part, my clavicle, collarbone, sternum, whatever the heck this is. I just feel like it fits really, really nicely. And then of course the shoulder details, and then that goes down the whole length of the body. So it's just a very, very like attention to detail pattern, which I really appreciate, and I'm very impressed by it. So this is, if I didn't say, it's a test knit. So you can't knit it for yourself just yet, but when testing is done, the ball will be rolling for a release date. So Alchemy Pullover by Leslie of Knit California. There's my progress on that. And those are the only 2 projects that I've been working on. I'm chasing a goal. Many of you will know. I'm chasing a goal to finish my active projects before the new year. So once I finish the Alchemy Pullover, there's one left. And it's this just nemesis, this bane of my existence, also known as the Stria cardigan. I just have sleeves and the button band left, and then all the weaving in the ends and garbage like that. So yeah, but it's tricky because I want to finish the Alchemy by, I guess, by Christmas Day if I'm doing it in 13 days, and I started on the 13th. But I don't want I feel like I could finish this today if I really put the pedal to the metal, but I don't want to do that because the Strya is not going to be a good take with me to family gatherings for the holidays knitting project. Like the alchemy I could bring with me. I could work on the sleeve, I could work on the ribbing, no problem. I can talk, I can be festive, I need to cover up my neckline. I can do all of those things while working on the alchemy pullover. I can't really do that with the Strya. It's just like, it is, if something goes wrong, I will probably spiral into, you know, a version of myself that should not be summoned out of the depths of hell. So I don't want to do that. So that means today I do want to work on the alchemy, but I don't want to rush through and blaze through and then have nothing to take with me to family gatherings later this week. You know, but along those lines, let me tell you what I have also prepared just in case I can't resist the alchemy today. I made myself a little sack lunch knitting project edition to bring with me. I made a little notions pouch. I mean, I didn't make the notions pouch. My friend Diana from the Irish Knitting Tour made one of these for everyone, and mine was a fuchsia flower. So I put in like scissors and a tape measure and chapstick and tapestry needles and stuff to put in my project bag. And then in the project bag are all of the Advent socks that I have yet to graft the toes closed on. So I'll bring this with me to all of our holiday festivities because I like that is very what's the word? Like autopilot project. I can have the benefit of, you know, fidgeting, doing something with my hands without feeling like I need to give my project more attention than the people I'm with, if that makes sense. So that's my plan. I'll bring the socks with me to family festivities. I will work on the alchemy today and then also bring the alchemy with me to family festivities. And then hopefully the Strya will be, I don't know. I'll get it done. I hope. But that's it for project updates. Sea glass, done. So happy, so proud. Just elated. Alchemy pullover, good progress. And yeah, that's it. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is project plans. Because I don't feel that way so much now, but a few days ago, I really hit a wall and got to a point where I was just sick and tired of these stupid projects. All I wanted to do was cast on. I was looking at my yarn wall, I was looking at my Ravelry yarn logged in the stash feature, and I was just salivating over the idea of starting a new project, casting on a new sweater, doing something from the very beginning. Enough with this finishing of whips. Who had this stupid idea, and where can I find her to punish her? I had the stupid idea, but I've moved past this. I've matured and I'm back in the, you know, commitment to finishing the whips. I didn't give in to the temptation. I didn't start a new project. I didn't do anything like that. Okay, so everyone calm down. But my stomach just growled. I'll eat after this. But I am very, very excited for casting on a new project. So I know that well, it depends where I am with my Strya. Maybe I'll cast something new. Actually, no, I don't think I will cast a new project on Christmas Day. I think I'll probably do a New Year's cast on instead. I want to say this year, but really, you know, not this year. Just because I'm not in a place where I feel like adding a new project to the mix is a good idea. So, for the new year, for 2025, I do have some projects that I know I want to get started on right away. I want to cast on or recast on the Field Day cardigan for DJ. I also am eager to cast on Dale, which is going to be the companion tea room lamb to Cushy. This tea room lamb by Susan Hickson, I believe, is made from souvenir yarn from Ireland in 2023, and I got yarn from this year's trip, 2024, to make Dale. So I'll have Cush in Dale from Cushendale Woolen Mills. He's gonna be like blue and brown and white, but I haven't decided which parts of him will be blue, brown, white. Like, will his overalls be blue, or will his overalls be brown or white? I don't know yet. Haven't decided. But Cushy will have a friend. Want to cast on Dale. I also want to cast on a hat for John, which, let me tell you about John. John is our driver. He is employed by Kennedy Coaches in Ireland, and they've been our coach company, and he's been our driver the last 2 years on the Irish Knitting Tour. And I'll give you a spoiler for the announcement section. I'm probably going to see John again next year in October. I'm going back to Ireland. You can come with me. I'll tell you more soon. But I want to make a hat for John to give him when I see him again. I was thinking the weekend hat. I saw Jackie is making knit the weekend hat in this really beautiful, like deep dark blue. I just thought it was so pretty. It's like a cabled hat. So I was thinking I could make that for John. But if you have suggestions of what to make John, like a really nice, like a sophisticated but a comfortable and just like regal looking hat, let me know. Because John, he deserves it. He's knit worthy. Actually, I have some complicated feelings about that word that I've been thinking about lately. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But anyway, I want to make a hat for John. So if you have pattern recommendations, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. But all that to say, that is a project that I have in mind. Also, looking at my desk here, I have this cake of Shanico wool from Clockwork Fiber Co. that I caked up a couple months ago, I think at this point, to make a winter's beach cardigan by Andrew Mowry. I have a sweater quantity of this from Sam that was gifted to me, and I just love Shanico. I love working with it. I love spinning with it, and I just am itching to get Shanico back on my needles. It's just so wonderful to work with. I love it so much. So anyway, all that to say, those are some project plans that I have. Isn't Cushy just so cute? I love Cushy. One of the cutest little things I've ever made. Okay, so yeah, that's it for project plan section. The next section that I have is Advent. So one of you, well, a couple of you, commented last week saying, okay, well, if you're not going to do Vlogmas anymore, can you still show us the Advent that Leslie sent you? And the answer is yes, I will show you. So let's open up the days that I've been, negligent on together. I put my Advent basket, my little ceramic basket, on top of my new IKEA cubbies. It looks so cute up there. So let's see, was the last day I opened 14? Oh my goodness. I had such high hope. I know, this is probably just, you might think this is just playing a tiny violin. But listen, future Rachel, if you're watching this, December is to relax. Don't do all this stuff next year. Good grief. Okay, so maybe, yeah, okay, 14 was the last day I opened, so now let's do 15. Ooh, okay. Kimber's Cozy Creations, Funfetti, and Leslie says this is leftover from her, can't read that backwards, first knit e-reader cozy. Oh yeah, I recognize this. Funfetti. I have some of this on DK that I want to use in a colorwork sweater one day. Really pretty speckled yarn with all sorts of different colors of speckles. So that's day 15. I still want to work these up into socks. I just hit a wall and just like, when I was cranking the last batch of socks, I was like, I want to kick this sock machine off a cliff. I want to sell it. I want to get rid of it. Why do I have this? This is pointless. Now that I've taken some time to relax and unclench and have some space for my sock machine, I don't feel that way. But I don't want to crank sock after sock after sock. I'm going to keep these in the bag, actually, because that was kind of hard to get back in its full cake. So day 16 is Kimber's Cozy Creations Quills, which is from the Ireland Memories collection. Please focus on this. It's a really pretty, well, I guess I should take it out of the bag so you can see it in its full glory. It's like a brick rusty color. It's really, really pretty. And actually, this makes me really happy because when I was cranking, what colorway was it? One of the socks that I was cranking recently, or in the latest batch, I was debating using the self-striping Ken Mare colorway. See, I can't get this back in. How did you get these in here, Leslie? Anyway, I was debating using the self-striping Ken Mare colorway for one of the mini cakes that I opened from the Advent, and I ultimately decided against it. And I'm so glad because this means I can crank matching socks to what Leslie made with her quills yarn and her Ken Mare self-striping skein. Now we have day 17. Ooh, okay, so this is Explorer Knits and Fibers to the Stars Who Listen, which is an ACOTAR themed or inspired yarn. It's this really pretty teal, like a greenish teal. See that? Beautiful. That's going to make a beautiful pair of socks. I don't know what color I'll pair it with yet, but I'm going to let 2025 Rachel figure that out. That was day 17. Day 18. Oh, pretty. This is Sorella Yarn, The Little Mermaid. Leslie says she tried to knit this yarn into socks so many times and kept failing. Aw. It's like a pretty pink cream variegated, and it looks like there's some speckles in there as well. So that's day 18. I'll put that back in the bag later. Day 19, Kimber's Cozy Creations, Gen Z Purple. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus on these today. Maybe it's whatever this is that's causing that reflection. What is that? It's coming from somewhere. Weird. I don't know. But it's the same base as the Millennial Pink that I opened earlier in the Advent, that like funfetti confetti tweed. Love Gen Z Purple. Such a pretty colorway from Kimber's Cozy Creations. That was 1920. Ooh, Hedgehog Fibers Electric. This is also, well, I shouldn't say also, but the earlier Hedgehog Fibers yarn that was in the Advent, Leslie got in Ireland. And this one also from Ireland. It's an electric blue, so that's aptly named. Then we have 21, Fa Yarns Toasted Neutral, leftover from her second Lento. Really pretty neutral with fun, colorful speckles. There's like blue, yellow, pink speckles in there. Very nice. I feel like taking it out of the bag as a full cake and shoving it back in is just asking for trouble. So 22, 2 more days, just yesterday's and today's. Lacewing Fiber Co. Beholden. I cranked socks for these. Oh, this is awesome because Kirsten from Lacewing Fiber Co. was on the Irish Knitting Tour. And I don't think I have anything in Kirsten's yarn. Obviously, I cranked this into socks for Leslie, but that means she has those socks, not me. So now I'll get some of Kirsten's yarn. You know what I should do? I should try and see if I have any yarn from this year's Ireland trip that I could crank into socks. That way, it's like, I don't know, nice symmetry, symbolism. Okay, day 23. Ooh. This is a good one. Sorella Yarn, Sleeping Beauties, Castle. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous colorway from Sorella Yarn. Blue and purple with some sections that look almost pink. I love this colorway. My younger sister Ellie, she made, it's not the field day, maybe it's the field jacket, I think. It's basically the worsted weight version of the field day cardigan, and I think the construction is a little different with the drop shoulder, like the shape of it. But she held Sleeping Beauty's Castle triple for hers, and it's just so, so beautiful. Okay, so there we go. We're all caught up. There are 3 more days in the Advent that I didn't open because Leslie went up to day 26 with the offerings. So I'll tell you what, one day I will make these into socks or something, and I'll take you along for the ride. I'll show you what I make, but I don't know when that day will come. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. But there's your closure for days 15 through 23. I hope that helps, and you can sleep at night now. So now let's move on to announcements, because I already did acquisitions. I told you about my IKEA cubbies that I'm so excited about. I was telling DJ, I have another surface to put my trinkets on, and he chuckled. I've got a lot of treasures, and I like to put them on display. So I'm very excited about this little cubby system I have now. So Mom, Dad, if you're watching, thank you. Love you so much. I can't wait to put all my trinkets on my new treasure. So anyway, announcements. Focus. I'm going back to Ireland. I told you this earlier. I'm going to remind you now. I'm going back October 5th through 14th, to be precise. This is when the 3rd annual Irish Knitting Tour will be taking place. I want to make a separate video going over our itinerary day by day, because I truly feel this is the best itinerary I've ever come up with in partnership with Knitting Tours. After 2 successful tours, this is the 3rd one, and I feel like I really know how the schedule works, what needs to be like tweaked and polished, and we've done that for this itinerary for 2025. There's a little bit more like rest time for when we'll want breaks, without sacrificing any of the awesome stuff we're doing. One thing that we took out was the visit to Rock of Cashel, but mostly everything is like staying the same, but the improved version. And we're staying at a castle, a literal castle, for one night. We'll be in these cute cottages on the castle grounds. It's called Cabra Castle. You can look it up. It's gorgeous. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really proud that the price did not go up an exorbitant amount of money. Exorbitant. That's a hard word to say. The price, the total price per person, if you're sharing a room, is €2 more than last year, and the single supplement is €3 less than last year. So it's comparable with a lot of added value. I mean, we're staying at a castle. I cannot wait to stay at a castle. So yes, very excited. I would love for you to join me. We have room for up to 25 knitters, but up to 29 people total. So it just is kind of like whoever signs up. Like if 10 knitters sign up and they bring their like spouse or family member or whatever who's not a knitter, then there's 20 people total, 10 knitters, 10 non-knitters. That's fine. We just can't have more than 25 knitters. And then however, you know, the roster is made up to be the total number, that is what it is. So, all this to say, the link to the itinerary is going to be in the video description. I'll also put it in a pinned comment. The first 10 people who sign up are going to be entered into a raffle for a €150 This Is Knit gift card. That's the first like yarny place we go on the tour, so you'll be able to get your souvenir shopping started off right. So far we have 7 people left to enter that raffle, meaning we have 3 people signed up. So I think that you should sign up. Also, if you sign up before January 1st, 2025, you'll get a special gift upon tour start. Last year it was €50 gift cards to Cushendale Woolen Mills, and this year we're going to have that and then maybe a few other things in the pot of gifts to give. So if you've been waiting to come on a knitting tour, wait no longer. Your patience is about to pay off because this is really going to be the best tour yet for the Irish knitting tours. I am so excited, and I'm really grateful to Knitting Tours for partnering with me again. It's been a great partnership, and I hope that we continue it for years and years and years to come until I'm old and gray. And I'm grateful to you also for making it an opportunity that's even possible for me to have and to do and to share with all of you. So, as always, I'm very, very grateful, and I would love to explore Ireland with you. If that's something you're interested in, hit the link in the description or in the pinned comment. You can also, of course, always let me know what questions you have, whether you drop questions in the comments or you email me or you message me on Instagram. I will say I check my Instagram messages request folder frequently, like every day, but sometimes like a message doesn't show up until days or sometimes weeks later, even though I'm perpetually checking it. So if you've asked me a question and you haven't received a response on Instagram, just email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That sounded like a voicemail that you record in the 90s. Leave your name and number and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Anyway, I think that's all I have for this podcast episode. I hope that you're having a wonderful holiday season, whatever that looks like for you. And, you know, whatever's important to you is something that you're able to enjoy and focus on in these very, I don't know, special, weighty, heavy days, however you want to describe them. I'll be celebrating with our side of the family here in Louisiana, DJ's family, and it's going to be a great time. Good food. We have matching pajamas to wear tomorrow, which I'm thrilled about. I was talking to DJ about this, and he was like, I bet you love this tradition. And I was like, yeah, I do. Because on the one hand, you get a free pair of pajamas, but also it's just like cute and whimsical and fun. So anyway, I'm excited about that. I'm going to make my grandma's special Christmas Jell-O, and it's just going to be a great time. So I'm enjoying this season now that I've let myself go of the obligation to do Vlogmas. Sorry. And I hope that you're enjoying the season as well. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next upload. Last but not least, head over to Instagram and Facebook and follow me at Rachel is Knitting if you don't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.